Hello students, I hope you're doing well and staying safe. Just making this video to let you know what we're doing for the rest of the social distancing that is scheduled until May 1st. I'm on the agenda for the 14th of April, okay? And I got together with the English teachers and the other teams, and we decided to shorten some of the assignments and the requirements because we got some feedback that some of the workload was a little much. So I hope this helps, and just know that what we're trying to do for you is provide you with short stories and articles that are interesting, that are engaging, that are relatable, and make you really think about this unique time in history. I know these times are tough. If you ever need to talk or reach out, please let me know. I have a Google Voice here. You can text me or call me when your folks are around. I'm available 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you really need me after that, just let me know. I'm also going to have office hours Wednesdays and Thursdays, 2 to 3. Um, I sent out a survey through announcements. I read through the results. Please, if you haven't already filled that out, let me know how you're doing. Some of the questions aren't just about school. They're just, what's going on with your life and how I could possibly help. So let me know if you need anything, okay? This week, we're just going to do like a by Friday do. Every week, there's going to be at least one reading with multiple choice only questions. I don't think I'm going to be doing any more discussion boards. Instead, we're going to be doing journals. So I'll put the link to this video right here. The plans are right here. And then the stories are going to be here. And then the journal each week is going to be here, along with the weekly schedule. One journal per week, 3 to 5 paragraphs. That's the only writing you're going to be doing. The reading, again, 6 to 10 page short stories. Yeah, they're challenging, but you got a lot of resources to do well in them. You get at least 3 tries on the quizzes, and you can always ask me. And I've added a new feature for the quizzes that I think will help you. First, I want to show you the quiz, okay? You click on the quiz. Now, a lot of people are asking for retries because I think that they're clicking something unusually, and it's just like they're clicking here maybe, and it's opening up the quiz when they're not ready. But I want to show you a trick. If you right-click over a link, or if you 2-finger click, you can say open link in new tab. If you left-click, it's going to open, and sometimes it will take you from Echo. Sometimes I have control over that function, sometimes I don't. It just depends on where in Echo I paste it. No matter what I do, I've fiddled with it because I know it's a problem. I found a audio version of this short story. Again, it's by Ray Bradbury. It's a classic. It's about a automated house that sort of lives on after its owners have left. And I found a YouTube video where it's read by Leonard Nimoy, aka Spock. So check it out. It's pretty cool. Here is the PDF. You can read it before you take the quiz, or you can do it at the same time. What I would do is, open up this YouTube in a tab, right? Listen along, right? And listen as you read. And then you can click this PDF and then open it up. See, it hasn't taken me out of the quiz yet. I haven't even clicked start on the quiz yet. Okay? All right. So if you do click start on the quiz, that's okay too, because I put the quiz to the right, or to the left, and the quiz questions to the right. Okay? The first question, right, is here. Okay? You can listen along as you're reading. Okay? This link right here, if you open up a new tab, is a short version of the story. Okay? You can see there's a longer version of the story. with pictures that are really compelling and really interesting and may give you clues on the quiz. Hint, hint, hint. Okay? And then over here is a short version of it. Okay? It summarizes it. So it says here, this version of the selection alternates original text with summarized passages. Dotted lines appear next to summarized passages. So that's summarizing the passage for you. It can help you out. Okay? All right. So you have a lot of resources to do well. Okay? And the quiz questions are different. If you ever need help or if you want to read aloud with those, let me know. Okay? You can mark the quizzes, the quiz questions. You can add notes. You can review. You can save and exit. Okay? Remember, you get at least 3 tries. I think I already have it set up for 3 tries, but if that doesn't work for you, let me know and I'll fix it. Now, I went ahead and enrolled as a student in one of these classes. Now, let me show you this new feature I added. Okay, I got to add the PowerPoint or the Google Slides to Echo also. Check this out. I took the Velt, and I didn't do so hot. I needed a retry. But watch this. Okay, this is like I'm a student. This is a student view. First I was on my grade book, right? Because everyone knows where to find the grades. Go to Activities. You go to Grades. Okay, and then I haven't done a lot of these assignments. And you click here, and you see questions. Now, I set it up in such a way that it should tell you which questions you got right or wrong, okay? But it should not tell you what your original choice was, and it should not tell you what the correct answer is. If you got a question right, it tells you that. You see that? But it doesn't tell you what's the correct answer. Okay. Now, here's the interesting part. Tried something different. Here, I sent an announcement about this, but I don't know if anyone got it yet. I tried, especially in the theme questions, because I noticed a lot of people are struggling with that one. I tried to give you hints after you take the quiz. After you take the quiz, you can read these hints for each one of these options. I tried to give these hints in such a way that you can go back to the story or think of the story, right, and figure out which one's the correct one without me telling you the answer, without giving you any overt hints. So, for instance, when children are raised by technology, their parents spoil them. That would be correct, only if, I'm using this phrase to clue you in, that this answer would be correct. All of these answers would be correct if the story showed something, okay? If the story doesn't show that, if that doesn't happen in the story, then that's not the correct answer. Does that make sense? Let me know. This answer would be correct if technology replaces relationships in the story and people treat each other like things that can be destroyed. Or down here, it would be correct only if the story is didactically, in a preachy way, showing that parents should have done what they didn't do. Also, big hint, should themes have should? Okay? Now, I'm not going to give feedback on every question, but on the tough ones, let's say that a lot of people struggle with a specific question. I can go back and add the feedback, and you should be able to see it. And I'll test that out later, but I think it worked for this one. But I'll test that out to do it like retroactively. You know, everyone struggles with one question on the quiz. I go back, add feedback, allow retries, and then you guys retry the quiz and do better next time. Let me know what you think about that. I think it's going to help. Okay? All right. So going back to the quiz, you take the quiz, you submit it. That's all good. So only one reading this week. We're trying to shorten it, like I said. And we're also going to do a journal a week. And we all collaborated on this. We all came up with some prompts. Mrs. Scoden really helped out with this and kind of found this idea for journals. So let me show you. And we kind of collaborated on different types of journals. Okay? I want you writing all the journals on this one doc. Okay? Just like you did for like the World War I perspectives. All the journals right there. And then, you know, journal 1, journal 2, journal 3. If you turn it in right away, I'll be able to give you help. Okay, grammar matters. There's Google Slides on here for social distancing. Okay, and you'll see it. Here's the agenda. Most weeks it's just going to be one short story. These are all the same short story, just different links. Here there's a poem and a short story. Okay, but here are the journals. It's 3 to 5 paragraphs of writing a week. You have to allude to, refer to, or directly cite one of the required readings. Choose a prompt from the next slide. If you turn in a draft by Wednesday, I can give you feedback and tips. If you don't complete each prompt, but you can't repeat prompts. Grammar and spelling matter and count, and I added some slides for grammar down here. Okay, so check those out. Okay, for commas, semicolons, and for parallel structure. And I may do a mini lesson on that here soon. Okay, here are the prompts. Choose one per week, no repeats. The first one is a poem, a song, a movie, script, or a short story about social distancing or quarantine themes or not. If you're sick of hearing about the pandemic, write about whatever you want. You could write about write a blog where you share your experience trying a new hobby or activity. Let's say that you have some free time and you're trying a new activity, new video game, new yoga routine, something like that. There are suggestions down here on another slide. Check them out. You could do an informative essay about the coronavirus and pandemic if you're interested in that. You could investigate claims you see on social media and memes. You could fact check a meme and disprove it, right? Or disprove something a politician or someone else in the media has says, maybe a celebrity. Okay, you could write a reflective essay about what social distancing means in the age of social media, right? How does social media help overcome the isolation of social distancing? I've been a part of a couple of Instagram games of skate, which is like horse for basketball, but on rollerblades, where you kind of match a guy's trick or match someone else's trick. That's been a great way to connect with my friends and make new friends. And then, how did social media affect our social lives before we had to practice social distancing? Okay, another prompt I'm going to add on here is about essential workers. What jobs have we considered essential during this pandemic, and what does that say about how we value them when there isn't a pandemic? Sometimes people look down on certain jobs, but right now they're crucial to our survival and our economy, right? You could write a letter to a friend or a family member about why they mean so much to you and how much you miss spending time with them. You could also create a photo essay of things that you've experienced during this quarantine social distancing thing. Okay, so let me know if you need help with that. Right, there are some other readings down here. There's required ones that will be on Echo, and then there's some other ones that are just for your own interest, and some that I may be doing read alouds for on Flipgrid or on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to put some other tips on here and a link. And remember, I have an example for discussion boards, or at least for citing textual evidence. In the future. But you got to refer to at least one required reading per journal. Okay. Sometimes it may be awkward to try to bring it in, but I'm sure you can at least allude to it. Okay. Let me know if you need help with that. I'm here for you. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. I miss you, and I hope we get to see each other again this year. So this week, again, just the quiz and the journal. Okay. Stay safe, live long and prosper.